Yes, you just read that title right. EA has now moved in and they've swooped up another company, another developer, and that is Respawn Entertainment. As of today, EA has announced that they have plans and pretty much have a deal that has gone through that is going to see them basically buying and now owning Respawn Entertainment, which is odd because they just closed Visceral, 2-3 weeks ago? So it's a very odd timetable that seemed to be syncing up for a lot of people, where maybe they had to can Visceral and they're pretty much replacing Visceral with Respawn at this point. Maybe because Titanfall seemed more appealing to them for the mass consumption, for the mass media, mass audience. But let's take a look at the deal. So what happened here was they came to the table with a certain amount of cash and then a certain amount of stock or equity, $151 million in cash and then $164 million in equity or stock grants here. And then from there, they'll have pretty much an earnout of up to $140 million that appears to be like performance based, I guess maybe on sales or other things going forward. But here we are, guys. Respawn Entertainment has now been purchased by EA. It's another company that EA has pretty much swallowed up and absorbed. And there are a lot of people right now who are freaking out online, and I can understand that. Listen, Titanfall 2 was a good game. It was not a good selling game, though. At its core mechanics, it was great. It ran really well. They've even talked about some crazy, like 6K that they've been able to get it up to on the Xbox One X because their engine runs so well. But I think at this point, EA realized the talent that was in that studio, and they wanted it for themselves. They wanted complete control because EA has published Titanfall and Titanfall 2 at this point. We know they published that, and it was kind of, they've been trying to put it over as, well, you know, it was still good, but it didn't sell that well. Definitely not as well as their other IPs, their other studios and everything. So here they are, looking at this, and they're saying, you know, if we purchased them, we would have way more input than just publishing games, because up until now, they've been collaborating with them. There is this unannounced Star Wars game that apparently Respawn is working on that's like a third-person action adventure from what we've heard, but at this point, it's really a collaboration between the two. Well, with this deal, EA is now the boss, and you know what that means. It means games as a service, guys. So we will see loot boxes, we will see loot crates, and we'll see microtransactions, because that is kind of the way of the future, or at least the big trend right now in games. So what we're probably going to see here from now on from EA, they are now going to be heading that Star Wars game completely. Like, they're going to be the ones telling them what to put into it. And we're probably going to see Titanfall 3 at some point, because they seem to point out the IP as being a big deal to own, and I think they're right. I think Titanfall, if done well with marketing and a better date, man. When Titanfall 2 came out, Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty was on either side. It had no chance in that space. None. So here we are now with EA owning Respawn Entertainment. They're going to take Titanfall 3. They're going to dress up with microtransactions, loot boxes. But what I'm hoping they do here is they allow them to take more time with the game and have them have, I guess, a better launch window. So instead of launching them alongside Battlefield, maybe they stagger it. So you have Battlefield, Battlefront, and then you have Titanfall, you know, every 3 years. Kind of like how you have Call of Duty. We have different Call of Duties every year, but we have different studios working on each one. Now, of course, EA DICE is working on Battlefront. They're also working on Battlefield. So I don't know how much they're going to stretch, how thin they're going to stretch that studio, but I could see Respawn making a Titanfall for them. But of course, there is always that possibility that they could become another Visceral in a couple of years, for all we know from now. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you sad to see EA buy in and take over a developer that did great with Titanfall 2? Great. It is a good game. If you haven't played it, go play it, because who knows what Titanfall 3 is going to look like. I don't think it'll look like Titanfall 2. But let me know what you guys think down below. Are you sad? Are you maybe you're happy to see this happen, because, well, the Titanfall 2 or Titanfall franchise was kind of in question because it didn't sell that well, and they had already moved on to the unnamed Star Wars project, and they even had a project with Oculus. Seemed like Titanfall was kind of on the back burner for them. Maybe it'll be more in the forefront with kind of the money that EA throws around. Let me know what you guys think down below, though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.